Hello and welcome to the Darling Aura. I am Clarissa. It's lovely to have you here. We are doing a tarot message for all the signs, going through all the zodiac signs, see what messages come out for May. What can you expect? So let's see. We're going to start with Aries. Just shuffle these cards as well. And then go through to Pisces. So let's see what energies come out for May. If you like the messages and they resonate with you, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Love to hear from you. What's going on in your world? Okay, so let's begin. What is the overall energy for Aries in the month of May? What's the overall energy for Aries for the month of May? We've got the Temperance in reverse. In reverse, it said that you're no longer remaining calm and composed. You are going out there and you're making sure that you've now had this understanding about things and you want to put things into place. You're no longer contemplating whatever this situation is. You're no longer just dwelling on it, you're doing something about it. What are the energies for Aries? The Sun card, that was the Temperance and Sagittarius card. The Sun card is Leo card. So this is about you. This is about you making yourself, putting yourself forward. This is about you taking charge of a situation. I feel like you're making sure that it remains about you. It's not you're putting yourself at the center of a situation. You're no longer letting other issues surround you. It's about you. You've got the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands, your card, Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. There is so much fire here. We've got 3 fire cards already that have come out. So this is completely about you. You're taking no nonsense. This is like a glow up period. Like something has kept you almost like in a certain state of energy with the Temperance in reverse. You've been in like a certain way of thinking, believing, like you believed the hype almost thing. And now it's like reality, or the transparency is so much clearer. And this needs to be about what exactly do you need? What are your needs? What are your desires? And bringing them to the forefront and going for it. What other messages do we have? The Page of Swords in reverse. So yeah, it's almost like you're having to unlearn some things here. Yeah, I'm having to like really dissect and decipher what it is that kept you remain in this state of energy. Like it could have been a person here with, we've got like the Page of Swords here. So it could have been with someone with maybe childish mentality, childish mindset, almost like playing games type of things, playing mental arithmetic with you. You're wanting to, you're just shining a light on it. You're not taking any whimsical, manipulative, you know, any of those type of traits. You're done with it. You can see it for what it is. You know, the rose tinted version of the world has been removed from your eyes. The Chariot in reverse. So you're, instead of like charging towards this situation, you're removing yourself from the situation. You're no longer letting it be like something that is fully contained, fully taken up so much space in your heart. There was a point where you believed it all, and you kind of went for it. You was going for it. You thought like, oh, that at that point it almost felt like you was following your heart, but it was actually feeling like you were following the energy of the situation rather than it be what you fully wanted. You was going with it, but now you're stepping away. You're coming away from that completely. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles. For some of you, this could mean leaving a situation that and just being fully reliant on yourself, fully dependent on yourself. a situation where yeah, there was games involved in this. It feels like it could be matter of the heart with the Chariot in reverse, but it also could be you was almost like driven in a certain direction, redirected in a certain direction based on something else, based on like a need, or you just really believed in it. But with the Nine of Pentacles, it's saying that you're relying on yourself, you're relying on your stability. You can create your own things without the need for it to be manipulated by someone else, or something else. Let's get some clarification. Let's get some clarification. Why do we have the Sun card here? What can you tell me about the Sun card? Ace of Pentacles. This seems like it's a new beginning. A new way of making yourself feel stable. With the Ace of Pentacles, it's saying that your stability on top of the Sun card is determined by you fully. You're not letting anything else get in the way of this. This could mean basically starting again, you know, really disconnecting from whatever it was and just starting the whole situation again based on your need for stability, your need for structure, discipline, all those things that relate to like the Ace of Pentacles, where you are feeling more grounded because you know it's about you and it's not about being influenced by something else or someone else. What can you tell me about the Queen of Wands? Queen of Wands, we've got the Three of Cups in reverse. So yeah, you're definitely removing yourself from certain groups, from certain maybe collaborations, from certain insights that basically have been influencing you. This is, if it's not about what you need, what you want, you're done with it. On top of the Queen of Wands, it's saying that, you know, the main character syndrome that some people had in the situation, you can no longer follow it. If it's not about you and it's always got to be about them or that situation, or being influenced or being distracted, you're no longer wanting to be a part of it because it was affecting you emotionally. The Three of Cups in reverse here. What can you tell me about the Page of Wands in reverse? Page of Wands in reverse. Oh, Queen of Wands on top of the Page of Wands. Honestly, this person or the situation was taking up so much space. Because we've got the Queen of Wands coming out twice, I know this is like, this is got to be about you, Aries. Like, Aries, do not stop. You know, pass go, pick up not even 200, pick up 1,000, because it's time to get moving from this situation. Like, you will be better off without it. Honestly, you come back into your own. Like, you start shining. I love this for you. Queen of Wands again, it's air sign, fire sign. So Sagittarius, Aries and Leo, but this is your reading, so you're all over this reading. There's so much fire here. This is you taking no nonsense, so you know exactly what you want to attract. We've got the Page of Wands over the Chariot. You're not going to allow yourself to be almost like demoted, or like you're not going to allow yourself to be influenced in a way. You're not going to allow yourself to have these like childish games, or you know, like somebody wanting you, for instance, somebody wanting you for the physical, or somebody want it to be a certain way, like maybe they couldn't handle the situation because they were making it all about them and you, because you've untied yourself, you've burnt away the ties to this situation, and you're not allowing immaturity. You're just not allowing it. You're not allowing yourself to go down that road. What can you tell me about the Nine of Pentacles? Nine of Pentacles. Got the High Priestess in reverse. Yeah, so for you now, you don't even, it's like as simple as you don't need to play games. You don't need to manipulate. You don't need to believe in, I was going to say lies. Lies came out with the High Priestess in reverse. Is someone who was very manipulative. So you are completely tying yourself up from that. You're almost like you're running away, like almost like you are done. No one can get your energy anymore. In that way, you are making sure that it's what is for you is for you, staying within your container. Very lovely reading. I love it. I love the passion. So let's move on to Taurus. What messages do we have for Taurus for the month of May? And happy birthday, Taurus. This is your season. So we've got so much things happening in Taurus. Sun in Taurus, Mercury in Taurus. We've got Venus in Taurus at the moment, although it's going to go into Cancer on the 18th. So we've got so many things happening with Taurus. So I can imagine your energies right now are doing a lot. What messages do we have for Taurus? What messages do we have for Taurus? What messages do we have for Taurus? Overall energy is the Hierophant. So becoming really wise about a situation. You know, you're with the Hierophant here as well. It says you're deciding to be committed to something. With a process, a situation, a relationship, you're deciding to you know, for you it's like the learning in this, because you've got the wise owl in this imagery, this card. So it brings out this, you know, dedication to something that you know, really makes you feel good. There's like a level of growth here as well. So there is a, you know, for you there is a growth period. So something that you could be beginning, a commitment that you're beginning into, and it's going to be here for a while. So let's have a look. What else can you tell me about Taurus's energy for May? We've got the King of Wands. We could be connecting with an individual that is very fiery, very knows what they want. It's all about the action. It's all about driving forward. This also could be your drive. This could be you moving forward. This could be like, I've opened up a gateway for myself because I'm deciding to take action with some things. I'm deciding to be driven and determined. You know, like with the King of Wands, you know, really genuinely the imagery says beating to his own drum. So I feel like you could be following your own path right now. What other energies do we have for Taurus? We've got the Chariot. Yeah, this is Cancerian card. So we're definitely following the heart here. We're definitely, well, I forgot to say, the Hierophant is actually Taurus card. So that's your main energy as well, coming out in the month of May. Then we've got the King of Wands, fire sign energy. And then we've got the Chariot, Cancer energy. So we're really being driven by what the heart wants, what the heart needs here. So you're sailing away. With the Chariot, it really speaks to knowing the direction that you want. You've chosen a direction here. And you're just going to follow it through no matter how long it takes here. What other energies do we have for Taurus? Yeah, Seven of Swords here. So you have to be careful in the month of May that other people don't influence you, take your ideas. With the Seven of Swords, it really is making sure that you keep all your eggs to yourself, all your ideas to yourself. Making sure that other people don't influence or knock you off this path that you want to take, because for you this path is very clear. But I think the more influences you have, or the more ideas other people interject into the things that you want, could try and take you off your path a little bit. So you have to just be wary that doesn't happen. So we've got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, just again making sure that with the Page of Pentacles in reverse, it's saying that there's maybe some discrepancies with finances. There may be some new understanding needing regarding how you're figuring out your money, other people's money, but yeah, and this could be, you know, there's a feeling of like investing here with the Hierophant and the Commitment card. So making sure that you understand what you're investing into, making sure you understand what you're putting your money into before, because you do have this kind of get up and go energy in this reading. So just making sure that you implement and do some diligence, due diligence with this situation here. I feel like some people, it feels like a situation where people could be, you know, like money's been taken for you, or like being taken advantage of in a way, and yeah, you just got to make sure that you manage this carefully, manage what other people are doing with your money as well. Feels like 2 cards came out. So we've got the Sun card. So yeah, this, I mean, it's a really good energy, Leo energy here, and then an Ace of Wands, like really going for it. So you're not going to let anything stop you. Essentially, you're really going for it. You've got like new ideas, and you're really willing to follow them through. So let's see the clarification. Let's clarify the King of Wands. Clarify the King of Wands there. King of Wands. What energies clarifying the King of Wands? The 10 of Wands here. So yeah, you're really taking on, and the Knight of Cups came out. You're really taking on this energy. Like, it can feel a bit heavy. It feels like there could be responsibilities here, and with the Knight of Cups, you feel like it could be slightly emotionally draining with the Knight of Cups in this kind of slower energy here, slower emotional energy here. So again, it is something that you have to be careful to pour into emotionally slowly, or maybe not give all your emotion to. This could be like, because it's like this King of Wands energy here, it could be feeling like somebody you're connected to could have a little bit of a burdensome energy within your life, like you're taking on a responsibility for somebody else or something else, and there could be an emotional draining situation here as well with the 10 of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Something could be like you're tied into something that you have to see through to the end to make sure that you get what you need out of it, or the situation gets what it needs out of it. What have we got for the Chariot? We've got the six of Wands here. So yeah, and we've got the Page of Pentacles. So 6 of Wands in reverse, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. This feels a little bit like a stagnant energy here. Like, again, going for what you need, because there is some kind of need to stay within the situation. Like, but there is with the 6 of Swords, it's like you're almost in one place doing it, or you have to stay in one consistent energy to make it happen. It's like with the Page of Pentacles again coming out again, so we've had it twice now with the clarifying. This is around making sure that you stay secure in a situation, that money isn't basically, or finances or security isn't basically feeling like it's going through an open hand. You have to stay consistent with something, and almost like stay in the process, stay in the procedure. And the procedure could feel just the same, you know. But Taurus, you're good at this. You're good at maintaining the energy. We've got the Fool card in reverse for the 7 of Swords. So yeah, this is an Aries card as well. So we're not taking risks. We're not doing anything too outlandish here. We're making sure we're staying consistent, and you know, this is a time to be, again, diligent. This is a time to really read into what a situation is needed. What does it need from you? Why does it need it? What's your role in it? And stay in the course. Again, on top of the Seven of Swords, so you know, you're just making sure that you know everything that's happening. You know that everything that's going out, everything that's going in, everything that's crossing you left, everything that's crossing you right. You know what is happening around you, so you want to remain clear with this. You're not taking any chances. Two of Pentacles on top of the Page of Pentacles. Again, this is very much a money reading. This is very much like a stability. Of course it would come out with your energy of Taurus, but the Two of Pentacles on top of the Page of Pentacles, this is about balancing as well. So balancing finances, making sure that you make the right choices, really looking deeply into what it is, because there's something in this reading with the Page of Pentacles in reverse twice, let's just highlight this, that something or somebody is trying to drain your money or your finances, or your stability, something that you're putting time and effort into. The Page of Pentacles in reverse is being like almost like a hindrance to it. So it's almost like there's a pattern of behavior or a pattern of circumstances, and you're counteracting it by being consistent in your energy and staying the course in this, making sure that it just remains in place. So this pattern, pattern outside of you is not having a too much of an effect on you. Okay, so let's clarify the Sun and the Ace of Wands. Let's clarify it. Eight of Swords. Yeah. Eight of Swords. So yeah, you do feel like you've got such a positive energy about you, Taurus. It's like, why? Why are people trying to contain your energy, trying to harness your energy, or trying to siphon it in some way? It's like, why are they doing this? Because you've got such a glow about you, especially like being your month. This is just, can't you just have this time to just enjoy it? There's got to be there's got to be some resistance from someone else, like there's like people trying to stop your glow essentially, and trying to make it about them and try to contain you. You just just remember that you can be kind, but you can also be very just considerate of your own needs, because you may be feeling like you're giving too much this month, you're giving too much away, and you just need to be careful of that, because honestly, Taurus, no one's going to appreciate you more than you appreciate yourself. So just remember to do things in increments. Don't go all out there at once. Okay, you might not get it back in the same way. All right, Taurus, we're going to move on to Gemini. What energies do we have for Gemini? Gemini for the month of May. Energies for Gemini for the month of May. Okay. What energy do we have for Gemini? Overall energy. Oh, what is this? The Knight of Wands. Everyone is getting this like charge. What if it's like Saturn in Aries is like making people feel like they've got to go for it? With the Knight of Wands, you literally like, you felt like you've been jumping through hoops, but you've been doing it now. Knight of Wands is like, we've become an expert at this. We know what to do, and we know where it's going. We know where our direction is. We've played this game before. We've done this before. So at this point, it looks majestic. Like whatever you're doing, you're just like, oh, this looks like you're doing it effortlessly. Let's put this charger in. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see what messages we have for for Gemini. Gemini, energy for Gemini. maybe that's what I was going to say. Taurus. We've got Hierophant, Taurus card. So Hierophant, you're committed to something now. Committed to a process, situation, but you are not letting anything slip here with the Knight of Wands and the Hierophant now. So you're basically saying that whatever energy is needed to put into this situation, this commitment that you have to have, you're doing it, you know, because again, majestically, you've become wise in the situation. You know exactly where it's going, so you're following the process and you're going to see it to the end. What messages do we have for Gemini? Page of Cups. Yeah, so there is, you know, some kind of manipulative, that's what came out initially, like a manipulative energy, but it's also like childish. There could be children involved in this energy with the Page of Cups. You know, it's emotionally connected, so you could be dealing with some immature characters, immature traits, characteristics that are coming out here. But it could also be children as well. So let's see what other messages are coming out here. Got the King of Swords. So the King of Swords in this deck, you know, there's two King of Swords. So the King of Swords here is, no, definitely the process, a situation, a procedure that takes mental capacity. You've become the king of it. Essentially, this is your card, Gemini, Aquarius and Libra energy. You're making sure that you know, like the queen, the King of Swords, because they're queen because she looks like a queen, but it's the King of Swords. So with this deck, there's no queens, there's two King of there's two sets of kings in there. So, but being the Queen, King of Swords, she doesn't take any nonsense. She illuminates all the weak spots in someone's mental capacity, and she knows exactly how to get her way. She will cut off a situation that makes no sense, and she will also apply procedures. This could be law, this could be contracts, this could be yeah, anything really that's to do with the mind. You know, this is making sure that it's almost like emotionally the situation is pushed through the procedures, the assessment of it, or, you know, creating conclusions based on the plan that she's already thought about. What other energies do we have for Ace of Wands in reverse? This is not the time to make overactive moves. This is a time for making sure that the process is followed through. Ace of Wands is saying, don't charge towards a situation. This is saying more focus on the procedure, understanding the game that's at play here without taking, you know, a fiery course. This is making the moves. This is becoming almost like making it look effortless, but you almost remain in the grace of it. Don't do any, you know, overly action things, like overly fiery things. Just make sure that you stay the course. What other energies do we have? The Emperor. Aries card. The Emperor is in control, fully control of their own domain. Can you see the imagery there? The Emperor has got strings attached to everyone. Yeah, the Emperor is in full control of the situation. They know exactly what they need to do. They've got their parts at play. It's like they've got their pieces at play, and they've put everything in strategic places. No one is messing with you this month, Gemini, or no one should. Okay, let's get some clarification. What can you tell me about the Hierophant? clarify the Hierophant. Got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So whoever was, or whatever the situation was where that was moving slowly, you're willing to counteract whatever, you know. It's almost like in the upright is a very slow monetary offer or offer of stability, but in reverse it's like you're willing to counteract whatever comes your way. So, you know, again, you're staying committed to the idea. It's almost like this situation could be resolved with some kind of like a settling of the situation, instead of staying locked in. But you're committed to the idea anyway. Whatever comes out for you, you're okay with it because you really thought about every step. You're just making sure that you're not being bamboozled in any way. You're just staying calm in the situation because you've already thought about the strategy of it. 8 of Wands over the Page of Cups. I feel like some people are going to be very upset about your strategic movements. They're like not really, it doesn't serve them. So with the 8 of Wands, it's almost like there's, because of this calmness that you have this month, there is a you know, someone's trying to almost like move you or trigger you or make you react or, you know, do something that you know, it takes you out of this, you know, this energy that you have right now. But you can see the games already. You've already seen it. I think you already know like your temperament at the moment is gonna upset, or you already know that your disposition is going to cause some friction because people are not expecting you to be this way. Because for you, you have everything under control, or you want to stay controlled, because that's where it's, you know, 9 of Wands energy, overall card. It's like that's where you're going to make it majestic. You're not going to, you know, have your arms flailing up in the air. You're going to do it in such a controlled manner that this is quiet fire. That people just, the situation is not really wanting. They want the tussle. 7 of Cups. Yeah, 7 of Cups are on top of the King of Swords. So you've been juggling. You have literally been, so many things you've had your hand in to make sure that the situation goes the way you want it to right now. There's so many things that you have had to think about. A lot of them emotionally connected with the 7 of Cups, but you're using, again, like you're using your emotional intelligence. You're putting this emotion into other things, or you're letting things other than emotion deal with this situation. You're essentially on top of the King of Swords. You're essentially using your actual God-given gifts, Gemini, your rational mind, to deal with the situation. Well, let's clarify the Ace of Wands in reverse. 7 of Wands. Yeah, it's a defensive energy. It's a battle. Your reading is fully like a battle, Gemini. Like you're battling matters of the heart in such a way that, maybe because it's something that is a long-term situation, it could be here for years, it feels like with this, but you're just deciding to deal with it in a way that is more comfortable for you. It's like there is with the King of Swords, and now with this 7 of Wands, it's like you've created some kind of level of detachment from it, so it doesn't affect you in the same way, but it has done, or the situations many have done, but now you're choosing to just completely detach from it, so it doesn't affect you in the same, it doesn't continue. and this is creating like a defensive wall. So any Ace of Wands in reverse darts that come at you, you're like, well, I've already got my barriers up. I already know. They just bounce off of you at this point. So let's clarify the Emperor. The Fool card. I feel like at this point, by the end of this month, you're just not even really thinking about it. You're on to the next thing. You've put things in place, and now you just want to think about what the next fun phase is in your life. You're really done. So by the time we get to your season, Gemini season, you're over whatever this is. Whatever this is for you, you're just like, okay, I've already put things in place, so I'm okay. And I now want to move forward, take some risks, have some fun, see what else is going on in life, deal with other things. All right, Gemini, thank you. So we're going to move on to Cancer. Let's see what energies are coming up for Cancer. Cancer, what energies do you have for Cancer for the month of May? Cancer energy. Venus in Cancer on the 18th of May. So it's a really lovely time for Cancer. Overall energy for Cancer for the month of May. Overall energy for Cancer for the month of May. Oh, I made it that page because this card is coming out as a theme this month. Is the Hierophant. Taurus card. So, sorry, I'm just... my brain has literally come out in maybe because it's Taurus season and there's a commitment element, because Taurus is very committed to things. So it's Taurus energy. You know, this could be a relationship that you're committed to, a situation, again, because it's the Hierophant, it could be marriage, so it could be along those lines. But let's get some more energy. What other messages are there for Cancer? Messages for Cancer for the month of May. 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is moving very quickly into a situation. You know, your 8 of Wands is, you know, it's very much action based. Again, this is almost like a repeat message. So if you've got other zodiac signs, you might want to, in your big three, you might want to have a check them out. The 8 of Wands is moving fast in situation, like you're determined with something, you found something that you really want to be committed to. This could be matters of the heart, but this is taking action, going for it. 8 of Wands is saying, let's speed ahead, let's move forward. So it could be quite a charged time for you, a lot of movement in the month of May. 6 of Swords, this could be dealing with something abroad, with the body of water here and the island here. This is taking your thoughts elsewhere, so it could be something to do with another mindset, another destination, another situation that is you're deciding that you've got to stay committed to at the moment. You've got to follow it through, you've got to see it through. It's almost like you've got to do this to make the situation anchored. You've got to do this to make, because I'm getting like there is an anchor in the image. So I feel like there is, you know, something like creating your own space and anchoring this situation, making it become solidarity is coming out in my mind. So so making a situation become very grounded, in your mind, that's how you feel like it's going to be if you maintain this commitment and action within it. Okay, what other messages do we have for Cancer in the month of May? We've got the King of Wands in reverse. For the King of Wands in reverse, this is, you know, it's saying that this is not about appearances. This is not about who's going to win. This is not about, this is a more of a, yeah, I feel like this is kind of dulling the energy here, like in a way, like it's meant to be, the situation is meant to be King of Wands. It's meant to be like showy. It's meant to be like this is our, or this is my time, but it's in reverse. So it feels like this commitment in it, something about it, it feels like it's dulling the fire that's in it. Maybe being tied to it or being committed is just taking the fun out of it. Yeah, it's like, no, it's not fun anymore. This is not what I was trying to do. I was trying to do something that felt, that could make it almost like main character feeling, like I am doing this. This is almost like my pedestal type of thing. But it's the fun is being removed in some way, or just the energy or the fire of it, or like the life a little bit out of it. King of Wands, you will overcome. Okay, so it might not be the big grand thing that you are expecting, but there still will be an element of fire. It's just maybe the feeling of it could be slightly underwhelmed, but it's still there. Let it grow. Stay committed. This Hierophant energy in main card, so it's not going anywhere. It will remain. You just have to just kind of, maybe your expectations of it are what's making it feel like, oh, yeah, can I deal with this? But of course you can. You just got to allow the expectation to just change it in a little way. What else can we have? King of Swords. The cards are repeating. King of Swords, honestly, in a way, if you don't get your way, there's going to be some sharp words. Sharp words. King of Swords detaches. She's emotionally intelligent, so she knows how to detach from a situation. You know, somebody's got to be careful around your energy this month, Cancer, because you could go from 0 to 100 in terms of not like just the thought process. It needs to be a certain way. There's a lot of planning, a lot of strategy, and you know, you might be like almost like directing or like conducting something, or you know, like making sure things are planned in a certain way. And if not, yeah, I feel like some connections could be gone after this, good, for good. So let's get some clarification. Okay, let's clarify the Eight of Wands. Let's clarify the Eight of Wands. Okay, I'll get some more about the Eight of Wands. What else can you tell me about the Eight of Wands? The Seven of Swords in reverse on top of the Eight of Wands. Yeah, you're trying to be really open with things at the moment. You're trying to be open-minded. You know, you're almost like letting other people get involved when needed, because this is going to help. It's too much for you to take on, and there's a lot to do this month for you. So being able to share the mind with people that are essentially trusting, you know, the Seven Swords, because Seven Swords in upright is not great, but Seven Swords in reverse, you know, there's an element of needing to be open to things and not be worried about less worry on the thought stealing element of things. And when I say that, I mean like you can share you can open up and share what is burdening you, like things are feeling too fast or going too fast or moving in a direction that you're not necessarily trying to aim for, or all those things. You can open up about this. It's not going to be judged, it's not going to be criticized or critiqued, because you just need to remove the worry in some way, so then you do have space for all the action that's going on. What messages do we have? Clarification do we have for the Six of Swords? Clarification do we have for the Six of Swords? Six of Wands. It's going back to this again. You want to be celebrated. Six of Wands in reverse. You want to be celebrated. This is this is like a celebration, but it doesn't feel like a celebration because it's in reverse. It's meant to be like a celebratory time, but it doesn't fully feel like it wants to be that. There is like it's like something's happening, but there's another energy covering it. So there's another, and it's almost like you're trying to remove that blanket of something. So then you can shine. So then you can be like, the parade, the attention is there, the applause is there. There's something almost like something hanging over it. There's an energy hanging over it. It's like removing the spark. The Three of Swords in reverse over the King of Wands. Sorry. The Three of Swords upright over the King of Wands in reverse. This is a tricky energy. So when I see the Three of Swords, it really speaks to there being another energy involved. An uncomfortable energy, Cancer. So it speaks to, this could be the three people, three situations. There's an element where just, it feels uncomfortable. So there could be something else involved that, or someone else involved, an additional person, additional energy that is trying to take the attention away. So, or make the feeling of what you want to celebrate and with the energy that you want to be is taking it away. It's almost like it's sucked it out a little bit. It's a specific person or a specific situation that is trying to distract you from your need to be in the center or something. Okay, so King of Wands. Let's clarify the King of Wands. The Chariot in reverse, and that's your card. The Chariot card. The Chariot, major card for Cancer. Again, like something is slowing you down. So this is me now needing to ask you a question, Cancer, because as we're going into this reading, it's getting deeper and deeper into, I feel like, your consciousness. So there may be some things, because with Cancer you can never really tell what it is because you keep so much contained. So unless you vocalize it, it's really hard to decipher what could be the issue. So I don't know whether, Cancer, this is something like within you that you're wrestling with, or like you're staying committed to something, because the Hierophant main card, but is it truly something that you want, or is it truly something that is for you? Like, is there like a deep down feeling that just something ain't right. So that's why I just asked the question for you, to you, Cancer, because why? Why? Just why? Yeah, we've got the Empress. The Empress on top of the King of Swords. You feel like if you are able to, another Taurus card, if you are able to overcome this situation, there's so much waiting for you with the Empress. You know, you'll be able to get your mojo back. So you have to either, whether it's you cutting out certain things with the King of Swords and the Empress, like understanding your value. Like, yeah, I feel like somebody or something is making you feel not valued. You know, you don't feel as cherished, or you don't feel yeah, it's like you almost like don't feel worthy or something. I don't feel like that should be the case. You feel like if you stay committed to the ideal, to the process, that in the end you'll be able to almost like get your mojo back. But with the King of Swords, I'm gonna give you some advice now. With the King of Swords and the Empress, it's saying to cut it out. Cut out some things. Whether that's your own thought process or somebody else's, or situation where they're influencing you. Like, no, you need to cut them out. That will help. That will help a great deal. Because the Empress, she knows her worth. And the King of Swords definitely knows how to cut people off. Definitely knows how to detach from situations. So it's time for you to cut some things out. Okay, Cancer, let's move on to Leo. What messages do we have for Leo for the month of May? Okay. Leo. What messages do we have for Leo? What messages do we have for Leo? Messages for Leo. Overall energy for Leo. Seven of Wands in reverse. There's a situation where you don't feel like you have to be defensive, or you can be open. You're able to break out of something now, or remove yourself from something that had you maybe a defensive energy or containing energy. You know, maybe a war is coming down with you, or someone else in the situation. So let's get some clarity. Yeah, let's get some more energy, rather. Let's get some energy for Leo for the month of May. Yeah, the Fool card, Aries card. We're taking some risks now, Leo. We're making sure that we just live in the moment. We're not letting anything hold us back here. Okay, more energy for Leo. Seven of Cups in reverse. You're really just letting it all go. All those things that you were juggling, you're just saying, oh no, I cannot anymore. You're just choosing to just almost like let it fall to the wind, and just like, you know, I'm just going to follow my energy, what I want to do. I'm just going to take some risk. You're taking a risk in a situation that almost felt like before it was containing you a little bit. Now you've found, it's like almost like you found an opening to be able to just like, okay, that's the way. Instead of like having all these ideas or having all these situations that you're juggling, these emotions, you've chosen to just be like, I'm just going to take a risk here. I'm just going to go for this one. I'm going to take a chance. So let's see what other energies we have for Leo. May. The Strength card. This is your card. You're coming out in your own reading, Leo. Major Arcana for Leo. Strength cards. Yeah. Do we end the reading here? Because I feel like this sums it up really. Doesn't get any better than this really. So Strength card, Major Arcana for Leo. you're doing your thing, honey. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. It's working. You're overcoming. You can see, yeah, you can see how this situation is going to play out. It's for you. It's just saying, yeah, it may not feel the easiest, it may not feel the most comfortable, but you're willing to do it. You're willing to take the risk. You're willing to just put that forward. You just almost like wish on a star. If the star card comes out, Two of Swords. Yeah, of course there's going to be an element of juggling, meaning Libra card. So of course there's going to be an element of like, where does the mind go? But you have to just remain in the energy of the strength, the energy of the fall, taking the risk, that remembering that as you're going through a situation that you're taking a chance on, things are always going to be moving, so there's always going to be a need to balance things. So as long as you have just an element of planning or strategy with it, like being able to see something coming at you, yeah, just being prepared for it. So just making sure that you can see all the moving parts. Whatever energy, what else is coming up for Leo? King of Wands. King of Wands. This is about you, Leo. Of course it is. This is fire sign card, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But you're going to have to use some of your God-given traits of attractability. Attracting things to you, using your aura, using, you know, like everything, Leo, because it's like, you're not playing, you're having fun with it, you're you know, you're getting yourself out there, wherever it is, you're going for it, you're taking a chance. You're just like, I don't want to hold myself at the back anymore. I just want to go for it. I want to go towards this thing that I have been resistant within myself, taking a chance with it. I've been resistant. I love this way, Leo. So let's get some clarity. Let's clarify the Fool card. Oh, let's clarify the Fool card. I can tell about the Fool card here. Queen of Cups over the Fool card. Yeah, you're in charge of the way you feel. You know, it's almost like you had this feeling of intuition. Intuition is guiding you here. You're literally living in your intuition and you're like, okay, I'm going for it. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer card. You know, it could be attached to this person as well, if it's a person. But I feel like for you, oh yeah, it's like so beautiful, because it's, you just come into this emotional awareness. Like, it's almost like you were feeling indecisive for so long, and then you just had this emotional awakening, like, oh my God, I've got to, like, I have got to, for my own happiness, I've got to. So taking the courage to do this, it's like your emotions won't let you stay in whatever energy you was in before. You've got to move forward. Your intuition, your gut reaction is just really strong here. What can you tell me about the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Cups in reverse? The Ace of Wands in reverse. So what you've let go of is things that were almost like too showy, or like too reactive. You know, the Ace of Wands, if we're talking about a person, is that energy, you know, that energy. So something that was maybe like too much focus around that is not for you. So you're really just going for what you need. It's like the hype in that is not there anymore, because it's like it kept you in a certain place, or kept you in a certain emotion, or kept you contained in a certain situation. No, not anymore. BDE, yeah? That energy was keeping you in a certain place. Not anymore. Taking a risk, taking a chance, letting go. Okay, what can you tell me about the Strength card? Oh, 2 cards came out. Queen of Swords. She's having a moment. The Queen of Swords having a moment in all the readings. And the Sun card. I am so loving this for you, Leo, because yeah, you are definitely cutting off the Queen of Swords. She's detached. She will cut out what she doesn't need. If it's not logical for her, if there's not an element of emotional intelligence, she is gone. The Sun card, Leo card, your card, again on top of the Strength card. It's coming to you, honey. Like, I just feel like it's a very blessed time for you. As long as you stay in your true nature of just being resilient, just having confidence, having courage, making it about what you need, staying in that energy, it's like, it's just, you will shine. This situation, the past feeling, it won't even feel like it was. You'll be feeling like, how did I stay in that for so long? Got the Lovers for the 2 of Swords. Whoever this is, because the Lovers have come out now, they're not going to be happy because they were used to being the center of a situation. But with the Lovers, you know, on top of the 2 of Swords, it really speaks about what am I in love with. You know, what am I truly in love with? Like, there could be some things that have taken a back step. You could be feeling like, you know, am I allowed to love this thing that I've always wanted to do or be in or something? Because the old mindset has been so strong. It's contained you for so long. But the love just speaks to, I just want to love what I love. I want to be in love with what I want to do. So carry on, honey. King of Wands. King of Wands. What can you say about the King of Wands? King of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I feel like there is an individual involved that is really upset with some of the decisions that you're making, because again, it's more about you. So yeah, you can't let that. There might be like, what's like, do I go back? Because it's you're sailing away. Not even sailing, you're galloping away. Like you're on the way to the sunshine element of you, where you're just like, I'm seeking joy in my life. Somebody, something, some situation does not like that you're moving away from the energy that they contained for you. They were very comfortable in you being in that space. It was great for them. So, you know, like King of Wands in reverse on top of the King of Wands. This could be someone who creates situations to yeah, almost like lean into your passion, lean into the fire that you have, but they wasn't channeling it in a good way. It wasn't like a positive thing. There was just almost like misdirection, projection. They were actually feeding off you energetically. You've realized this now. Oh, I hope you're realizing this, and you're saying no, but someone may fight to retain the control that they had within your life. Okay, Leo, thank you so much. Let's move on to Virgo energy. Virgo, what energies do we have for Virgo for the month of May? Virgo energy. Virgo energy. Virgo energy. What's the overall energy for Virgo for May? Overall energy for Virgo for May. Overall energy. King of Wands. Right, who got this now? I think it was Gemini. If you've got any Gemini placements, you might want to have a look at that reading as well. So again, with the Knight of Wands, we are feeling like there's a few things, a few tricks that we've got to pull out this month of May. But in some way, like, you've been able to understand this. So it's not, you know, it's not a trip and fall type of situation. This is, I know how to do this. I know where to put my energy. And it's almost, there's a little bit of fun with it as well. There's a little bit element of like, I'm taking some risks. I'm going for it. I'm going to be a bit bold about it. Knight of Wands is I'm quite confident in this. I'm quite confident. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. The Magician. I just had a feeling this was going to come out. The Magician is Gemini and Virgo energy. So yeah, you're pulling out the tricks. You're pulling out the stops. You're utilizing all your skills this month in a situation. It's like there's somebody or a situation that's been like, oh, how did she do that? Or how did they do that? That's the energy that I'm getting for the month of May for you, Virgo. Like, oh, wow, how did that appear? So let's see what other energies we have here. Ace of Cups. You're pouring your emotions into something new here with the Ace of Cups. I was saying that you should, but this, whatever it is, it's going to work for you. It feels like it just sets your soul on fire for some reason. It's just like, oh. And I love this card because you see like the butterfly element. This is a showering, like a butterfly shower. So there's a transformational element here for you because you're deciding to be focused emotionally on something that just when you do, it all kind of like, all these things, all these traits that you have, you know, you've been hoarding these traits, Virgo. You need to let everyone see them. King of Cups. King of Cups, yeah. So emotionally knowing now. We've got this like deep knowing or understanding. You could have some water in your chart as well, like a strong water element in your chart. King of Cups, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. King of Cups is opening their own emotional gateway to the other side of what they want to do. They understand, like you have an understanding of the layers. You fell into the darkness, you fell into the deeper, darker emotions, and it's almost like from that you've been able to, it's like alchemy. You know, it's like being able to create something out of the darkest depths, the pit. It's like you're reigning over this. Okay, what other messages do we have? Justice in reverse. So it's almost like there was a procedure. You might be coming to an end of a situation that was taken a lot out of you. You know, something that, you know, there was an unbalanced feeling here. You wasn't getting, or you feel like you haven't. There's an element of not feeling like you're getting everything that you're supposed to. I feel like this feeling's here for a while. But let's get some more energy regarding this. Yeah, the Four card. There is like a lingering situation here. Keeps coming back and forth. Because you've got the Four card major kind of for Aries. So you're just, you have to wrap it up and move forward. Let's go to the next thing, Virgo. Because there is, you've been there. You felt the manipulation, you felt the drama, you felt the love bombing, you felt all these things, you felt the depth, and something felt unbalanced. So you're moving away from the situation. Let's get some clarifying. you've got to recognize that it's okay to not know where it's going to go. With the Fool card here. Okay, let's give me more messages about the Magician. Magician, what messages do we have for the Magician for Virgo for the month of May? Ten of Swords in reverse. Oof. You're coming from a situation that was manipulative. So, this reading is just taking a turn. You know, yeah, oh, wow. Let's just get another card for this, because it's like, what is going on, Virgo, now? Clarify the Ten of Swords, and this feels like it's going into a relationship reading with the Four of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you gave somebody. I feel there's two things that are like in my mind switching, pivoting. So it's like you gave too much, and someone who's gone through it is coming towards you. This is like you just want to feel, you just want love, you just want to move forward. There is an energy that is almost like lingering, whether it's your old energy or whether it's a person whose energy is, you know, there's an element of betrayal there that I don't feel like it's anything to do with you. I feel like it's just lingering. It's like something, there's just a lingering leave me alone energy. Like, we don't need that energy here, you know. And you feel like, let's just go forward because you've been there, done that, you felt that, you understand it, so let's not stay in it too long. Like, you felt the depths of it. Like, yeah, it's not fair, but it happens, and then we keep going. Let's get some clarity for that Ace of Cups. Yeah, Queen of Cups. Yeah, you just, there's a water sign energy, so Pisces, Scorpio, and a Cancer. But for you, it could be such a beautiful time. This is, like, I feel like this is what you're saying. Like, you feel like we could have so much, or this could be so much, and this could be like the feelings that you want to feel. It's just like it's building up inside of you. You just want to emote. You just want to feel. You just want to feel the love, and it's like, come on now. Right, so we've got High Priestess on top of the King of Cups, and also the Ten of Cups. Yeah, like, this is beautiful. Like, you do have, I feel like once you let the lingering feeling go, or like recognize the lingering feeling, so then you can let it go, then it starts to open up. But you understand you've been through so much, like, emotionally it has been unfair for you. But with the High Priestess, you've almost become the mistress or the master of this. You've become like super grandioso of knowing this feeling. You're like an expert at this point. So now it doesn't affect you in the same way. It doesn't affect you in the same way. The Ten of Cups is here. Ten of Cups on top of the High Priestess is saying you can manifest, and you have, or you will, because you understand it all. You've done it. Okay, so let's get some clarifying for the Justice card in reverse. The Hierophant. I cannot even tell you how much the Hierophant is a theme for this reading, and I'm using two decks and they're coming out in both decks. Okay, so the Hierophant Taurus card, it's a marriage card, commitment card. This is consistency, this is value, this is seeing your worth in each other, this is, you know, being appreciated, being valued by each other. You know, or in a situation. It's like such a beautiful reading for you, Virgo. Obviously, there's going to be an element of trepidation. It always is, because that is anything that you're committed to is going to have the ups and downs. But I love this for you. So it's almost like out of the Justice in reverse, the things that have been unbalanced become aligned and it comes into place. Like, it was supposed to be unbalanced. You were supposed to go through that situation. If you didn't go through that situation, you wouldn't have the emotional growth, you wouldn't have the emotional intelligence to recognize something that is for you, that is consistent for you. Okay, let's have a look at the Fool card. Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles on the Fool card. Of course, we've got to have an element of like making sure that everything is secure. Because Virgo, you don't take risks like that. The Fool card, you're not like going to take a risk unless it's strategically planned. So yes, do the planning, honey. Make sure that everything is in place the way you need it to be, so then you can take those calculated risks. Okay, Virgo, thank you so much. Let's move on to Libra. Libra, hope you're doing well. What messages do we have for Libra for the month of May? Okay, messages for Libra, overall energy for Libra. Nine of Cups in reverse, Libra. So it almost feels like we're going back a little bit to something, like we're rewinding something with the Nine of Cups in reverse. Like you tried it and you just almost like, it feels like a redoing something again, so we can get back to this emotional bliss. The Nine of Cups, you know, it's like I've got all the feels. So in reverse, it feels like I don't have all the feels. I want all the feels again. So it feels like you're going over something again, or emotionally you're wanting to explore something again, like redo it. What energies do we have for Libra for the month of May? What energies do we have for Libra for the month of May? King of Cups. You can be dealing with a water sign card, but King of Cups, yeah. Exploring the depths that we have here. King of Cups. Like, I feel like this is the 3 stages of the water signs, you know. you got like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I don't know, like Scorpio should be the darker one, should be the dark waters now, but Pisces can definitely be, if you think about it, like the 7% of water. If we're 7%, the 7% of the ocean we don't know about. That's what Pisces is like. So there's an element of depth here, emotional depth, and you've explored all of it, or you're wanting to explore, or you have to explore all of it to be able to get back to where it was. So you're going from the different layers of emotions, up and down, in and out, to be able to discover or find out, or yeah, to really consider what it is that you're wanting to redo or wanting to go back over, wanting to experience again. What else do we have? 2 of Swords, Moon and Libra cards. So there are decisions to be made. I feel like with this card now as well, 2 of Swords, there's things that like you didn't see before. and you're wanting to see now, or now I'm getting that maybe you're wanting to not see it this time, not look into it too deeply this time, like in certain things. Like if you're going to invest emotion into something, you want it to be where it's going to grow rather than what wasn't working. So it's like maybe you're just closing the door on some things in the situation so it doesn't grow in that way, because you want to put more focus into what will grow in the situation. Okay, what other energies do we have for Libra the month of May? The Fool card, Aries energy, the center of the reading. You could be dealing with Aries, but also you're taking a risk. I'm just going to put it to you plainly. You're taking a risk, Libra. You're taking a chance on the situation, because that's what you really have to do if you're doing something again. If you're wanting to invest in something again, you're basically taking a chance. You're hoping that you can course correct, or the situation can course correct itself if you just invest in the right places this time. But really, you're not sure where it's going to go. You're just, it's the Fool card, so you're really hoping that this is going to work. The Five of Cups, without this working, but you're not sure what you're going to do. If it doesn't work, you're not really sure what it's going to do. Like, it's the thought of it, and I think that's maybe what you need to steer away from, because there's for some reason an element of doubt in there. So you just need to not think about that bit, because again, thinking about you, it's still emotionally investing. If you're thinking about the doubt, you're still emotionally investing in the doubt. So you need to not think about this element, like stay in the Fool card energy, which is about taking a chance and not knowing where it's going to go, but you can have a feeling of I'm okay associated with not knowing where it's going. You don't have to feel like the doubt in it. Let's get another energy for, we've got the Emperor in reverse, Aries card. So you could be dealing with an Aries. It's like strong Aries energy here, because we've got Aries twice, Fool card, and the Emperor in reverse. So with this, there's two Emperors in this deck. With this Emperor came from nothing and started to build and took over and was able to get everything they want and be in their own domain. But you got it in reverse. So there's an element of like you feel like if you lose this, you lose everything. It doesn't have to be like this. You have to remain in the energy of the Fool card. You have explored the depths. So let's get some clarity here. What can you tell me about the King of Cups? What can you tell me about the King of Cups? King of Cups, thank you for Libra. Six of Pentacles, you could be dealing with a karmic relationship here, Libra. You can be dealing with, there's an element of needing to give and take. With the Six of Cups on top of the King of Cups, it's saying that only give what you're going to get back. I'm obviously speaking to Libra here, so that just makes sense, doesn't it? So don't give too much. Explore emotionally, but only give what you know you're going to get back, because that's really the truth of the relationship, or the relationship situation or relationship. What messages do we have for the Two of Swords? Two of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. I think you just need to like make up with some good time, some special time. I think there might be too much overthinking about things. It needs to be more action based. With the Ace of Wands, it's saying there needs to be like a force, an element, you know, a new way of doing things, not thinking about what was, how it was, you know, like compensate, or just not even compensate, overwrite those old thoughts with action, doing things. The force, feel the force. What messages? Oh, clarity we have for the full card. Three of Swords. Yeah, there is a distracting element in this situation. The Three of Swords, I know it's like very easy to read as a heartbreak situation over the full card, so we're gonna read it like there's three energies. So I try to make it more just a little bit more expansive than just heartbreak, because it's not necessarily heartbreak that it means cheating or a third party, but it could be that somebody's heart is somewhere else, being distracted by something else. So this could be you could have a love for something that is more than the situation, and it's been sensed. This could be the person as well, like they're giving more energy to something else. Okay, Libra, sorry about that, a little break there. Yes, this Three of Swords that keeps looking at me. A Three of Swords. So as I was saying, that is something, matters of the heart, there's something that is interrupting this feeling of wanting to move forward, this feeling of wanting to, let's try again. There is this like underlying like trepidation, this feeling, when's it gonna work? Because my mind is somewhere else, my heart is somewhere else, somebody else's heart is somewhere else. You have to really focus on what is it truly that you are wanting from this, or what is the reason that you're wanting to do this kind of this feeling again. If there's other things like at the back of your mind, or it's something that can't be spoken about. All right, let's get into the Five of Cups. Five of Cups. Clarification for the Five of Cups. We've got the Strength card, Leo energy, overcoming. I feel like there's already heartbreak in this situation. There was already an element of mistrust there. So now it's like trying to trust the process. There is lots of doubts here, but it's something that has to be overcome, whether it's together or whether this is something that you feel like this is within you internally that you need to sort through. Being able to move on from a way a person's made you feel. You know, felt like a bit lost in love. Maybe you felt like a bit rejected in some way, or just felt like you was on your own doing this. Like the balance of the emotions weren't there. You didn't see it. You didn't see you in this. You know, it wasn't about what you needed in terms of how you wanted to feel. Let's get clarification for the Emperor in reverse. Emperor in reverse. Clarification for the Emperor in reverse. Temperance. Peace. Divine peace is needed here. A level of humbleness. Like just staying in the course of it. Gaining understanding in it. Gaining like this inner feeling of it's going to be all right if you just allow the process to develop the way it's supposed to. The love, the foundation is there. It's just for you I feel like it's a little bit like seeing is believing, you know, but you've overcome so much already. So Right, so for some of you, I'm getting the feeling of maybe wanting to come into the realization that it's not sustained in the, it's not going to sustain the way you want. But there is so much realization in this. Even if you was to start again, that's okay. Even if you tried it, you know, at least you saw potential in where it was going to go. And yeah, so there's an element, you know, for some of you, you're going to stay in it until it becomes really clear, or you know, until certain things change. But then for others, there is this like acknowledgement that knowing that the redo or rediscovering of it is the last ditch attempt. It's like the last time you're going to give it this go. Okay, Libra, thank you so much for your energy. Let's move on to Scorpio. Okay, messages for Scorpio for the month of May. Messages for Scorpio for May. Messages for Scorpio for May. Messages for Scorpio. What is the overall energy for Scorpio for May? Overall energy for Scorpio. I've got the Chariot Cancer card. You need to watch our readings, Scorpio. Because Chariot comes out so much in these readings. You're going for it. You're following the heart. You're making a choice. You are deciding and you're going with it. You wanna follow it through. Your heart is saying, your intuition is saying, let's go, let's do this. You want this feeling. You want this feeling of knowing what it's going to be if you choose this route. What else energies do we have? The Temperance. Like, you have come to a full understanding about something. You've been in this contemplative energy, divine contemplation, and some realizations. Although it's been difficult to come to these realizations, there's an element of like bliss that's come out of it, because the knowing of it now is able to let that part of you rest. So now it's like the next step. What energies do we have for Scorpio? What energies do we have for Scorpio? The Knight of Swords in reverse. So, you know, words have been flying back and forth for you. So now it's now is the time for like inner peace, less talking. Like the talking no longer. And if you're going to talk about something, it's going to be slow and deliberate. It's not going to be rushed. It's going to be exactly what it needs to be, because that's what feels right for you. That's the understanding that's come to you. What energies do we have for Scorpio? The Fool card. Imagine the cards are like really repeating themselves. Aries energy, taking a chance, you know, taking a risk with something that you've decided. Again, under the Chariot card, they just kind of complement each other so much, because you're following your heart, you're taking a risk, you're doing things, you're thinking about things in such a deliberate way, because you've come from this understanding that has brought you some real realizations. Okay, Scorpio. What other energies do you have for Scorpio? Seven of Wands. You're going to defend this point of view to the ends. You know, the Seven of Wands is kind of the defensive energy. You're deciding to kind of like it's almost like condense this energy that you have, and you're going to drive it through, and nothing is going to be like a barrier for you. It's just going to bounce off you at this point, because you know what you want. You know what you want here, Scorpio. Scorpio energy. Eight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, no one's going to be able to contain what is for you. Yeah, so you've seen like this thing that someone or something has held you in. Yeah, you're almost like, okay, so you're deciding to open up your wings. You're deciding that you're no longer going to be contained. I feel like you've been able to get like the truth in something. There may have been like an element of rose tinted type of situation where you could have decided to stay in a situation because it felt comfortable, but I feel like the truth has just opened up with something that you can't put back in the box. So you've made a choice now, Scorpio, and there's no way you can continue anymore. No way. So let's get some clarification for Scorpio. Clarification for Scorpio. Let's clarify the Temperance. Let's clarify the Temperance. Clarify the Temperance. Oh, Sun opposition this month from you, Scorpio, being Taurus season. Some things will illuminate for you. Got Justice in the reverse on top of the Temperance card. So there has been this feeling of imbalance. Maybe you've been given more to a situation, or it's something, it's been not fair. Like it hasn't been fair to you in the situation. So you maybe just got some clarity on that this was not fair to you. I feel like this was so unbalanced for so long. Because we've got Temperance card. This is like realization over time. The Justice card in reverse. So justice doesn't come immediately. It comes over time, you know. It lets the situation play out. For it to be in reverse is a situation that's been unfair, playing out for a while. So the realization now that you have, thank goodness for you, Scorpio. Thank goodness. So even if it feels uncomfortable, you're used to uncomfortable anyway. You can do that all day, all long, honey. So it's best. It's almost blissful to be uncomfortable, because the truth is, it's better than anything. Let's get some clarity for the Knight of Swords in reverse. Knight of Swords in reverse. Clarity. Eight of Swords upright, and we had the Eight of Swords in reverse in the other deck. Can't make this up. Moving with intention, okay? Because someone or a situation wants you to feel contained. For their situation, they weren't bothered that it was unfair. I feel like there was a level of you know, I don't know whether hierarchy is the right thing, or status. You know, someone feeling like, but essentially someone feeling like they're better than someone else, and maybe making you feel undervalued, not worthy of something. It's been unfair just because the situation was allowed to be that way. Okay, so you're realizing that that can't be, or you will realize it can't be. And And so now when you approach things, you have to approach things with intention first. Think about it. Think about what each maneuver is really saying. You're great at this anyway, so someone's trying to contain you, Scorpio. Okay, let's get on to the full card. Clarity for the full card. Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles on top of the full card is making like strategic planning. Okay, you will take risks, but you also want to know a little bit of the outcome, because that will determine which direction you're going to go, which way you're going to go. You have to start you know, making sure that you've got savings, making sure that you've got things backed up, making sure that your security is held in place, or that it can be held in place. Because I don't know whether this is an element to it, whether there has been kind of some financial reliance or security, financial security based in this situation, where it's made it unequal or unbalanced. So maybe you're taking a risk to taking a chance to just be what you need. What do you need to put into place for your security, making sure that you've got that grounded. Okay, let's get some clarification for the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands clarification. The Chariot. The Chariot, and what was the main card? Say it with me. The Chariot. So overall energy is Chariot, and we've got the Chariot coming out on top of the Seven of Wands. Love this for you, Scorpio, because absolutely not. You are going to follow your heart. You're going to fend following your heart. Like there's, you're going. See the motorbike queen there, you're going, if you haven't gone already from the situation. You know, sometimes with Scorpio, I haven't physically left the situation, but they're numb inside to the situation. I feel like this is really where it is. I feel like there's a strategy going on within you, Scorpio, that yeah, you're kind of letting things play out, because it's almost like I feel like there's a ride in this situation till the walls fall off type thing. Till, like who's gonna go into the darkness first? Even if, because they're trying, but you survive in those kind of situations. In fact, you thrive in those situations. I'm not really sure they know who they're dealing with right here, Scorpio. So your intuition is so key and on point at this point, this time. Okay, let's get the clarification for this. So the Eight of Swords in reverse. Clarification for the Eight of Swords. Eight of Wands. Okay, so many elements of this reading point to Scorpionic energy. We've got Eight of Wands, Eight of Swords here. So other than the Chariot, there's not much water. So this here, Eight of Wands, like Eight of Wands is action orientated. Like let's go. Like it's coming towards you, or you're making so many moves. I feel like it just feel like an element of drama here. But I don't know if this drama is really going to affect you. I just think somebody wants to, right. Sorry about that, Scorpio. Another interruption. But yeah, somebody wants to knock you off course. Somebody wants to put you back in the box, or your emotions, or the way they're making you feel, not really knowing that they never had you in that place in the first place. They've put way more emphasis on it. They really put much more than they thought it was. But you allowed it. It's like you allowed it, and now you see it for what it is. You're gone. Yeah. Okay, Scorpio, we're going to move on to Sagittarius. Hope you're doing good, Sag. Okay. What messages do we have for Sagittarius for the month of May? What messages do we have for Sagittarius for the month of May? Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius energy. Messages for Sagittarius. Main card. Main energy for Sagittarius. Main energy for Sagittarius. The Empress in reverse. So something at the moment feels like it's not growing in the way that you want at the moment. So there is this potential, it's this Taurus card as well. So there is something moving very, very slowly. Maybe it needs to move slowly, but you just feel like at this moment, you feel like there's a bit of a block with your growth. So let's get some more messages about this. What could be doing this for Sagittarius? What energy we have here? We've got the Seven of Wands. This definitely keeps coming out as well. And the Seven of Wands, it feels like a defensive energy, like you are trying to navigate a situation that needs you to create some blockages at the moment. It's like it's needed to, and maybe that this is a slight distraction from the creative element of you, the needing to feel like you're flourishing in a situation, flourishing in the way that you want, because at the moment there feels like there needs to be a little bit of resilience with certain things. What other energies do we have for Sagittarius? Got the Knight of Wands. You just want to push forward. You just want to trailblaze. Like you are wanting to change this energy completely. There's a need for action. Like there's a certain sort of action that you need that will create the unblocking of this feeling. The Hermit in reverse, Virgo energy. So with this Virgo, this Hermit in reverse, it's like saying that you've studied everything that you needed to have studied. Like you've learned everything you need. Like maybe you're doing too much of the ruminating and thinking and putting down like the foundation of it, and just need to take course now, instead of doing that. Like it's with the Hermit in reverse, it's like you already know now, you already know, and it's also almost like you're getting lost in the learning element or lost in the routine of something, with being Virgo energy. So there is do watch out for your health as well, because it's Virgo energy. So you may be feeling like it could be along those lines, where it's like physically you feel like you just don't have the room for something, or don't have like so you feel like maybe you don't have the space to do everything. With the Seven of Wands energy, it's almost like you are protecting yourself from something, from energies that are coming at you. What other energies do we have for Sagittarius? Ten of Swords. So yeah, there's a high level of overthinking in this situation. There's too much thinking to the point where it's creating a mental effect on you. So there is definitely, when it talks about the Ten of Swords, it's also influenced, other people's thoughts influencing you to the point where you just cannot take it anymore. Because Ten of Swords in this tarot deck, it's talking about just being overwhelmed, other people overwhelming you, other hands, like almost like other chefs in the pot that is your mind. Too much, to the point where it's like you're not sure which thoughts you're belonging to. You're trying to decipher what is you, what is yours. Let's get some more energy for Sagittarius. Knight of Swords, like there's thoughts rushing in. Maybe with the Knight of Swords air energy, it's saying that you need to just break away from it. You need to just almost like cut ties with certain thought patterns. Yeah, I can feel like with the Hermit and the Ten of Swords, there is a thought pattern here. You know, there's something that keeps going over, like it keeps circulating again and again. It creates, there's an ego here with the Knight of Wands. It creates this ego tension between something you could be dealing with, because as a Hermit, you could be dealing, and it's like a Hermit, it's almost like learning card, Empress in reverse. There could be somebody, it could be like an authority figure that is just having compounding feeling on the thoughts, and you almost like need to break away from the thoughts in some way. So let's get some clarification. Let's clarify the Seven of Wands. Clarify the Seven of Wands. What can you tell me about the Seven of Wands? Seven of Wands. Can you tell me about the Seven of Wands? The Four of Cups. Yeah, holding back. You've been holding back in a situation, like you haven't been given. You haven't been giving it all your emotions, all your effort, because you just can't. You're holding it because it's on the Seven of Wands with this like defensive type of protecting energy, wanting to break free from something, but you don't feel like it's the right time to fully engage in releasing your emotions, or maybe you can't with this situation. Maybe you feel contained. You feel like you've just got to defend your way of life almost. Okay, let's have a look at the Knight of Wands. Got the Four of Swords in reverse. This is no longer the time to just rest on it. In reverse, it's saying that you've got to almost like you've got to create a shake-up within the mind, because it is about someone or something almost like infiltrating the mindset, trying to stop you from taking action. With the Four of Swords, you've got to take action though. With the Knight of Wands and the Four of Swords, it's time to pull out your sword, Sagittarius. It's time to cut away some things and just, you know, to the next thing, whatever it is, if you can. It's saying at least acknowledging, because a lot of air energy here, so it's at least acknowledging that there is a forward motion needed, a way out. You've got the Two of Swords in reverse on top of the Hermit in reverse. So again, like you've been contemplating for too long. This is something that Sagittarius does do. They think about things a lot, but then as soon as they have that gut reaction, that flight or fight type of feeling, they make the choices then. Because there is the Knight of Wands, so there is a need to almost, you know, lean on that flight or fight mode a little bit. With the Hermit energy, yeah, something's just felt stagnant, you know. And the Two of Swords, it's just felt really stagnant energy, like you're just wanting it to move forward. But in the cards, it's kind of like saying that you've got to not let the influences around you have really taken a toll on your creativity, on your value, on your need to grow, essentially. Let's get some more energy. Clarification for the Ten of Swords. The Six of Wands. I shall overcome. I shall overcome, Sag. Six of Wands over the Ten of Swords. You know, your resilience, like I said, is supreme. There is nothing that anyone is really going to conquer over you. if they try, you'll be the victor. So it's with the Six of Wands over the Ten of Swords. It is just continuing to be resilient in the situation. Move forward. You've done your contemplating. You essentially know what you need to do. It's just actually doing it, because you may have not felt like this is the time to do it. This is time to take action. But when you do, and you acknowledge and determine where these negative influences are coming from, that's when it's almost like, yeah, you get the fanfare, you understand the clarity, you can start moving forward. Okay, let's get some energy for the Knight of Swords. Clarify the Knight of Swords. Ace of Swords on top of the Knight of Swords. Yeah, new thinking, new strategy, new way of being, new way of doing things, seeing yourself where you want to go, essentially, and driving forward towards it. You know where it is. Like at the end of this, it does feel like a quite turbulent or just draining. It's more the drain. It's more like the monotonous. You have to do these things over and over again, repeat the same thing over again. That element, it feels like it's been boring you to a point, and it's like outside influences have been doing this, just need for due diligence, making sure that everything is correct. The routine of it is jarring for you. So you've got to almost know where you're going to win, and take that step towards it, and then change the thought pattern to go where it is that you want to be in, the energy that you want to be in. All right, Sagittarius, let's move on to Capricorn. See what energy we have for Capricorn for the month of May. May energy for Capricorn. What messages do we have for Capricorn for May? Hope you're doing well, Capricorns. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so let's see energy for Capricorn. What is the main energy for Capricorn? Main energy for Capricorn. Main energy for Capricorn. Knight of Swords. Oh god, I really do shuffle the cards a lot, and then the same cards come out, so it just shows that there's like a connective energy, for everyone. It's the consciousness of us all. Knight of Swords is air energy, so you could be in a lot of thought process at that moment. There's a lot of just circulating, so many different thoughts. It's almost like you've got to cut through the thoughts, because it's a lot, and there's a lot of quick thinking, a lot of quick ideas, solutions, processes. There's so many little things all coming up at once. It's like you've got to be in constant movement around your thoughts. So let's get some more energy for Capricorn. What other messages do we have for Capricorn? Capricorn. You've got the Devil. This is your own energy, honey. This is something that there could be an addictive quality here. Would I say quality? Or, just... It's what came to me has been change to the process, or the process is feeling like it's more than what you want, or it's taken too much out. There's something that you are connected to. You could be connected to another Capricorn or Capricorn energy, but this is like, I'm now thinking that these thoughts are everywhere, and they may have some negative connection to them, like repeating bad habits type of thing, repeating bad like it would have the same outcome if you don't change the way certain things feel. You recognize this feeling because you've done this feeling before, so it's like, if you know where it's going, where it's gone before, will it have the same outcome if you do it the same? So let's see what else we have for Capricorn. Knight of Pentacles, you feel like money's moving slowly at the moment. This is also earth energy, so Capricorn, Taurus and Virgo, but there is you know, you feel like the potential of money is moving slower than you want it to. So you know, this is about yeah, because obviously the potential's there, so this is about putting in the grassroots stage. You know, so there could be an offer of security, finances, but it comes in slowly, but it does come in. And because maybe the slowness of this is making you react or feel in a certain way, like there's certain I was gonna say insecurities that are coming out because you're almost like waiting for something. So instead of like just being in the process of waiting, you're filling that space with all these overwhelming thoughts that may have literally nothing to do with what's happening to you right now. Like maybe you're thinking that you're going to make the same mistakes, but actually that might not be the case. Three of Pentacles. There's a need to collaborate with the Three of Pentacles. So you could be going outside to get some help, you know, some organizations, friends, whatever it is, to lean on in times of need and security. This is Taurus season, so this complements you very well, Capricorn. So until we get to Gemini season, then it might be another story. But anyway, so yeah, there is a need to have a look at where the four corners need to be built on, and do you need to recognize that outside help is needed, support is needed. It's very hard for Capricorns to ask for help because they feel like they're the ones that do it the best. I know, I'm a Capricorn. So yeah, so but also being able to receive that kind of support can actually just lift some of the old thought patterns away. So they don't have to be there. By feeling into it, the old feelings, you're just making it grow and it can manifest. So let it go. The Wheel of Fortune. I'm loving this reading for you. This is like such a perfect Capricorn reading because so far, because the Wheel of Fortune is saying that, you know, the energies are turning in your favor. You know, so this waiting that you are doing is going to actually turn out the way you want. With the Wheel of Fortune, it's such a nice card in terms of, I love the design of this card. You see all the cogs turning. It's like, feels like very much a Capricorn card because it's the Capricorn's cogs are always turning, always needing to make sure there's a little bit of maintenance on the idea of the situation, a little bit of tweaking, and because of all those steps, there is a flourishing of the situation. Okay, let's get some more energy for Capricorn for May. Two of Wands in reverse. So, you know, whatever the situation is, it needs to remain closer to home. You know, don't let the thoughts go too far out there. You might just need to pull back a bit and focus on what's here and now in front of you, or at least one or two steps ahead, not too far. I know you've got grand plans, Capricorn, but at the moment it's saying that you've just got to work on what's needed right now, like really what's needed right now, like just make sure all the steps are there. So let's get some clarification for Capricorn. For Capricorn. Let's clarify the devil. Let's clarify the devil. What can you tell me about the devil card? The Hierophant. Yeah. Oh, another thing came out as well. King of Pentacles. The Hierophant is commitment, marriage. If you want to hear that, don't you think about, okay, how do I go? But yeah, and we've got the King of Pentacles. So you could be married to a very earthy type person, the Virgo, Capricorn and Taurus. Hierophant is also Taurus card. So with this you could be dealing with, or you could be attached to, because it's on the Devil card. There could be something about this attachment where it's made you feel a little bit insecure in some ways, or there could be some like habits between you two that need to be elevated. So what's coming in now is the need to commit to a process. So all these ideas that you have, commit, because this is part of what the issue is before, all these overwhelming ideas. You kind of need to stay in one lane at the moment. Be committed with the Hierophant here, and this is going to produce the King of Pentacles, because the King of Pentacles really knows how to grow. They're very entrepreneurial. You know, this is like a business owner, entrepreneur. This is someone who cultivates, knows how to strategize, knows how to plant seeds, knows how to grow seeds, knows that not even just seeds, like they at this point forests of growth. They know how to build an empire, not just for themselves though. This is something that a lot of people gain from or benefit from with the King of Pentacles. Say King of Capricorn. There's no King of Capricorn. Alright, so let's get some clarification for the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. What messages do we have for the Knight of Pentacles? Clarify the Knight of Pentacles. Here we go. Eight of Pentacles. Gosh, so many pentacles in this reading. Great for you. Working on your craftsmanship. So while you're continuing, you've probably heard this so many times, you know this is literally your ethos, Capricorn, Knight of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles. You're waiting for this offer, but you've got to put in the time and effort. You've got to, you know, mastery of your craft here, which I know this is probably sounds like a given, but it's also just reinforcing it, because again your thoughts are going everywhere at the moment. So it's just honing it back in. It's realizing that you've just got to remain in the craft right now. Let the craft speak for itself. Okay, Three of Pentacles. Let's get some messages for the Three of Pentacles. Clarify the Three of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. So this is like a new injection of cash flow, finances, security from somewhere else. Because it's on top of the Three of Pentacles, I'm thinking that this is from something outside of you. Again, there's resources available to help you, whatever you want to do. Don't feel like you can't get to those things or reach for those things because you've got the Devil card here and you feel like old patterns or old mindset or something that you're attached to could hinder this process. No. Okay, so let's get some messages for the Wheel of Fortune. What messages do we have for the Wheel of Fortune? The World in reverse. Again, this is really remaining steadfast and slightly contained to this process here. On top of the Wheel of Fortune, so you're getting what you need to be in the moment of what you need right now. Again, this is not the time to fantasize about future. It's wasted thoughts at the moment. It's being able to like discern what is needed right now in the moment for your growth, for your Wheel of Fortune to come in, for your Ace of Pentacles to come in. So let's get some clarifying for the Two of Wands in reverse. Okay, what do you tell me about the Two of Wands in reverse? The Nine of Swords in reverse. Let's get it, Capricorn, because the Nine of Wands in reverse is saying it's almost like the Devil first card, the Nine of Swords last card. You need to stop overthinking some things, Capricorn. Like, do you know, like, it takes too much, like strain, things that you're just not telling people, like things that you are keeping to yourself because you do want to manifest. So you know that staying in certain thought patterns, the good ones will elevate you, but there is some things that you're not wanting to get out there. It's like you don't want the vulnerability. You want it to be seen or viewed a certain way. You don't want to expose this vulnerability, but it is there. But you do need to not give it so much life, this feeling of vulnerability, because it's not actually relevant right now anymore. It's just because you're waiting, so you're filling the time with things. All right, Capricorn, let's move on to Aquarius. I hope you're doing well, Aquarius. What messages do we have for Aquarius for the month of May? Aquarius energy for the month of May. What messages do we have for Aquarius? Aquarius energy. Aquarius energy. Okay, messages for Aquarius. Messages for Aquarius. First card energy. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. This literally came out in Capricorn's card reading, but you've got it as the main card. So the universe, time, your efforts, everything that you've been doing is turning into your favor. Yeah, for you. This is the time to, you know, acknowledge that a few things are starting to appear in your life that you've wanted. Okay, more energy. Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. So this is, you know, it's very youthful energy, it's very playful energy, but it is an introduction to, or it's the building on financial situation, security. You might have a new idea, new way to build security. This also Page, so it could be involving children or like a life, a childlike energy, but something is like needing to mature. It's not at that adult stage yet, or it's not at that, you know, the influencing stage yet. It's at the stage of beginning and, you know, having a playful time with it, essentially not taking it too seriously, just watching it kind of play out and tending to what it needs and giving it the nurture, that type of thing with this Page of Pentacles. What other energies do we have? The Two of Swords is contemplating. This is you know, having which way do we go, which choices do we make, you know, and having to have your eyes wide open, Aquarius, because there might be some blind spots here. So it's saying that, you know, making sure that you do the looking into, not just out there, but in you. What is it that you need to search? What is it that you need to look at to make sure that all the fortune comes to you? What energies do we have, Aquarius? Four of Pentacles. This is the marriage card. This is the Four Corners. This is creating security. This is being committed to the idea of creating that foundation with something. So it feels very enterprising, but it also could just be like acknowledging that you are in this grassroots stage of the situation, and you're having to just make little maneuvers, little thought processes to get to where you want. But it feels like with the Wheel of Fortune that it's a little bit easier than it kind of used to be, or you can feel the security already in the situation. You can feel it starting to feel like Four Corners. What other energy do we have for Aquarius? Four of Pentacles in reverse. Like you have been holding back in a situation. You're starting to feel a bit more confident about how you're letting your emotions be displayed, or how you're letting people see the vulnerability in you. You don't mind showing it at this point, because again, something else around you feels a little bit more secure. It's a bit like reunited type of thing. It's yeah, it doesn't feel treacherous or turbulent or anything. It feels like it's a smooth type of energy that's coming out here, and because of that, it's like allowing you to open up with certain things. You know, you're wanting to share a little bit more. Feels, yeah, it's not so, doesn't feel harsh, she says. 3 of Wands in reverse, as it could be dealing with you know, like people from outside your circle. You know, you could be closing that circle a little bit more and just making it more niche, let's say. So instead of like feeling like you've got to be everywhere all at once, maybe you've got to be rooted in a certain place for a little bit longer because something needs tending to. You need to have all eyes on things at the moment. You might be feeling like you need to stay grounded a little bit or stay rooted in something right now. Something around you, your immediate environment needs you. Okay, let's get some clarifying for Aquarius. Page of Pentacles. What can you tell me about the Page of Pentacles? Ace of Cups in reverse. So with the Ace of Cups, this is something that you've been working on. It's not necessarily like right out the gate new. It's still in the grassroots stage. And now I'm getting that you've had to you've been in a place where your emotions have been quite detached, that you maybe was pouring so much into something that you've got to just like refrain from doing that now. Not so much pouring into emotionally into something, it's already been drenched. The situation's already been drenched, so now you can allow things to grow from it. 2 of Swords. What messages do we have for the 2 of Swords? Clarify. 2 of Swords. 2 of Swords. The Devil card. Capricorn cards. So, the Devil card. What is holding you, Aquarius? It was so smooth, and now we've got to this Devil. What's going on? Certain behavior, certain traits. Do they keep coming back? Are you worried that they're going to keep coming back? Are you worried that old patterns are going to resurface? Are you worried about somebody else's old patterns resurfacing? Over the 2 of Swords, this is what you're thinking of. You know, it goes back and forth to I can, to what will they do, or what will happen, or can I return to this energy? Almost like, is this energy toxic for you? So there is something lingering here in your thoughts. Almost like yeah. Because it's on the 2 of Swords, I'm thinking like there's a dichotomy between your thoughts, and it could have been a relationship, it could have been there's a situation of duality here because of 2 of Swords. So it's something involving you and maybe something else, or situation involving 2 people. The Devil card, it's almost like you were chained to the idea of that person or that situation. Now you're not. But why is this feeling here? Let's get some more clarity. Got the High Priestess. You could be dealing with a Pisces energy. You know, you have grown so much from this. You know where this is kind of going. High Priestess is a spiritual woman. On top of the 4 of Pentacles, there is a spiritual connection to this as well. You know, there is like, maybe this is why the thought process is the way it is, because that spiritual element, when you then bring in the spiritual element into this, this becomes a bit boundless. There's no boundaries. Pisces energy, there's no boundaries. So it's like, if you, yeah, it's like give it inch, take a mile type of energy. That's kind of it. You have to refrain from certain things, or remember to stay in the grassroots and maybe not get too overly optimistic about everything, and just stay kind of calm, stay in your rational Aquarian mode, and let the situation, become the high priestess and let the situation play out. See the situation for its real meaning. Because when you do that, it's like you become the four corners, you become the stability. So Two of Pentacles in reverse on top of the Four of Cups. Love lost. Here, there's some love lost in the situation. The Four of Pentacles is saying you're open to sharing your emotions, but the Two of Pentacles in reverse is saying too much. I think you just got to be really aware that you know, you could pour out. I don't know whether you might be afraid to pour out too much, or you feel like you want to be open. You want to be open to certain things, but once almost like the floodgates open, everything starts coming out. And maybe not necessarily from you. You know, this could just be the way the situation is. It's almost like it's hard to open that door. You just want to keep it calm, rational. But maybe not everyone around you wants that reaction. Maybe they want to see you more emotional. Yeah, Five of Cups on top of the Three of Wands. So yeah, this could this Five of Wands is kind of feeling out, it's being out there, almost a bit lost in love. So all the water cards came out now. All of them started to come out. Five of Cups on top of the Three of Wands is yeah, a love lost in maybe that connection that was far away to the Three of Wands. So the worldly experience has become a bit more contained, or you know, like there's a missing, feel like you're missing what was, you know. It feels like I'm a little bit of nostalgia, or just kind of considering what was, and yeah, although it could be, it can't be the same like it was. Yeah. All right, Aquarius, thank you so much. We're going to move on to Pisces. All right, Pisces, let's get the energy for you for the month of May. May energy for Pisces. Pisces energy. Pisces energy. What messages do we have for Pisces? Pisces. What messages do we have for Pisces? Main card energy. Two of Pentacles in reverse. So you have been balancing, you're no longer balancing anymore. I feel like you've been having to balance a situation of security, stability, could be finances, for a while now. And yeah, there's almost like no need to balance anymore. You know, you've essentially, you're grounding the balancing in a way. Let's see what other messages we have for Pisces. Seven of Swords. Ugh, a horrible card. It's a beautifully decorated card. Beautiful card. Lovely card. But in terms of what it means, the Seven of Swords is, you know, putting your thoughts in things that, you know, it's like misdirection. I call this card the thought stealer because, you know, it's you're putting forward ideas, you're suggesting things, you're kind of like laying out the plan, and the plan in some way is being defunct, you know, like it's not going in the way that you want it to. You know, and tying it back to this Two of Pentacles, and maybe it's because the balancing is not what it used to be. That it, you know, doesn't feel as balanced anymore. So it's like the thoughts are being distracted, or they're being influenced in some way. Might be that sometimes these thoughts are not your own. So let's see what other messages we have for Pisces. Three of Swords in reverse. There's like a loss of community, or you've just become, there's like an insular type of feeling here with the Three of Wands in reverse. Like you don't want to share your thoughts, you don't want to, I feel like you don't want to influence, and you don't want to be influenced. You want to stay in your own world, essentially, a little bit here. You don't want to be the one that's balancing everything and everyone, even yourself a little bit. You just want to be ruminating in what you want to ruminate in. Eight of Cups, you're walking away from a heavy, loaded, emotional situation. It's been tying you down. So again, this is, you're just changing you're changing the way you see things, Pisces. It's felt heavy. You've been trying to carry everything. You've been trying to balance everything. You're choosing to walk away what's from the emotional element of things. Let's get some more for Pisces. Chariot in reverse, Cancer card. So I feel like, you know, at this moment there does feel like a little bit of stagnation. You're slowing down a lot. You're really trying to see what the heart wants before you make any decisions. Like you're really wanting to feel into what it is you want. You could be another Cancerian or Cancer energy. So there's also motherly energy. So you're really having to slow down here. Knight of Wands in reverse, yeah, completely slowing down. This is not action time for you, Pisces. This is a real time for just, we've got eight of Cups in the center card, so it's just knowing that you don't have to balance everything, that you can wait, you can walk away from certain things, like because you're trying to balance so much, but the emotional responsibility is like still there. You just want to focus on certain things. You just want to like consolidate the emotion a little bit so it doesn't feel as heavy. Okay, so let's get some clarifying for Pisces. Let's get some clarifying for Pisces. Tell me about the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords for Pisces. Clarifying Seven of Swords. Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, it does feel like, you know, the usual Pisces spark that is there sometimes, that you can put it on and just be what's needed for that situation. You know, Pisces becomes the environment they are, so it's removing yourself from that, or the need to do that, or the expectancy to do that. You're just gone a bit quieter. Like your queen energy hasn't gone, it's just that you're reserving it, you're not giving it, you're not wanting to give it away, you're holding it for yourself. Maybe you're harnessing it. So from an outside perspective, it looks like your glow is not as shiny. Your presence is not there as much. But from your perspective, this is deliberate. This is what you want, because you don't want to, it's like you don't want to give away your energy. You don't want people feeding off you energetically. Okay. Clarify the Three of Wands. Let's see. King of Pentacles. So you could be dealing with Earth sign energy. But with the King of Pentacles, you're definitely wanting to concentrate on what feels secure for you. So instead of giving it away to everyone else, you want to consolidate your energy to make sure that you're focusing on your growth, your security. What is it that you need? You're not wanting to give it away. You've been giving it away. Even when you thought you weren't giving it away, you was giving it away. So that siphoning of energy is like completely too much. Yeah. Carrying everything. You've got to consolidate, honey. So to make sure that you are channeling all your emotions into security, finding security, being the security for that situation. What? Three of Wands again. Let's do the second deck. Three of Wands again, in reverse again, Pisces. So, a huge emphasis on closing your circle. Huge emphasis on containing your world at the moment. Eight of Cups, really walking away from some ideas, some networks, some, you know, it could be collaborations, like certain things are not going to work anymore. It's been emotionally draining, or it's too emotionally draining, like certain things just need to be pulled back, like a great deal, because it's come out twice here. So this is extra emphasis on how this feels for you. You may have not been acknowledging it. Let's get some clarification for the Chariots. Death card in reverse. Scorpio energy on top of the Chariot. You've been quietly going through this. Yeah. You don't want anyone to see the transformation that you're going through right now. You want to go through this by yourself. This is a process of feeling that you're not really sharing. You're just quietly stepping away. Yeah. But it's getting noticed. It's getting noticed right now. It's just, you're just ready to let go. Like it feels like there has been a grieving process of something within you already. You felt it. You felt it deeply. It's changed you. It's changed the way your heart speaks. So let's get some clarification for the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands in reverse. Eight of Pentacles. Oh, yes. Ace of Pentacles on top of the Nine of Wands. It's a new beginning for you, Pisces. I feel like this is a continuation of energy. It's not just like just begun. I think like you've been feeling like this for a long time, because you've been holding yourself in these feelings for a long time. This situation has been compounding on you for a long time. Been balancing for like what felt like forever. But you know yourself, you have to go where you feel. So feeling into just being a bit more contained and feeling into your own energy is so good for you right now. Stay with that. Slowing down aspect of you. What does your inner world look like? and how is it making your outer world feel. You know, bringing in that new version, new definition of security for you, finances maybe, but definitely stability. Okay, thank you so much, Pisces, and thank you all yeah, for joining me. Please watch your rising sign, sun sign, moon sign, Venus sign, whatever planet you feel like is really resonating with you at the moment, you know, like Venus in Taurus and then in Cancer. So see where those things are in your chart, and if you like the video, please like, subscribe. I'm Clarissa, this is the Darling Aura. My details are in the description. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care, bye.